Welcome to day 15 of the Daily Doodle December Challenge. Before we jump right into our doodling, let's pause to fully arrive in this moment with 3 deep breaths together. So you might close your eyes or soften your gaze. You might leave your hands in your lap, or I like to place one hand on my heart and one on my belly. And let's inhale deeply together through the nose. Exhale with a big sigh out through the mouth. And again, in through the nose, out through the mouth. Releasing any tension in the body with the out breath. And then one final time, inhaling together. Exhaling through the mouth. Letting go of any thoughts or worries so that you can be fully present right here, right now. So for today's doodle, we did spirals up here on day 1. And today, this is like a modification of a spiral. So it's a square shape with somewhat rounded corners. So started right as close to the center as I could. Some of my corners are a little more rounded or a little more sharp than others, and these lines, as you'll notice, are not all equidistant. And then I'm going to add, I don't even know what to call these, little spiky fringe that makes little triangles around the edge. Now, let's talk about perfectionism. In an ideal world, I wish that was more centered in the square. It's just not, and I'm okay with that. I could have chosen to make these triangles maybe a bit longer on this side or taller to fill the space, but I've decided to kind of keep them close to the same shape as the ones up top. As I round the bend, you notice the shape gets a little narrower. And then across the bottom here, you could choose to have them look like they're going off the page, but I've opted to make them look just smaller. So as I said, this is super simple today. And I'll just stop there because I'm not working up over top of the numbers. I might come back in and add some extra doodles over here, but I'll wait and see, and I'll probably do it in a different color. So if you're just working in black and white, maybe you color in your triangles with black, maybe you add some dots in the center, but I'm going to be coloring in with marker today. And inspired by my multicolor that I've used in several of the squares already, I'm going to simply begin in the center with one of my colors. And at some point, maybe here, I'll kind of angle that a little bit and switch to a completely different color. And carry on from there. Now I have the same 6 colors out that I've been using in the other squares. But I don't really have a sense of how to divide this space up evenly. So I may end up with 6 colors, or I may end up with fewer. It's all just experimentation and play without much of a plan. Okay, now I'm going to get probably my favorite color in the whole bunch, soft lily green. I was just saying in my live class that I taught last night to my cocoon members, my community members, how delighted and surprised I've been that simply coloring is bringing me so much joy. I've really simplified the art journaling I've been doing, especially in my cocoon classes, and it's just so pleasurable. And I was just having that experience again here as I was coloring with the markers. Now I'm going to color the triangles in with silver jelly roll pen. And I'm finding the joy comes from coloring pretty much regardless of the tool that I'm using. I like variety. So I don't think I would enjoy specializing in only coloring with markers, for instance. So checking in with my body and noticing that I was getting a little intense. So I've softened through my face and shoulders. Okay, I'm going to set the silver pen aside for now and color in the background with pencil crayon, a dark shade. So for today, I've chosen a dark purple. But this could be colored in with your black pen that you doodled with, or black pencil crayon or marker. Really, any dark shade provides nice contrast if you've used brights and metallic like I did for the actual main feature of the square. Now, I often am working with kind of dull pencil crayons because I'm not always on top of sharpening. But today, look at the sharp point on this. What a treat to be able to get into these nooks and crannies with such precision. But I am being more careful about my pressure so I don't bust the tip off, because I have been known for that to happen. So I'm really tuning into the sound and the feel of coloring with pencil crayon. Like there's a beautiful rustly sound, but then I can also feel like a subtle soothing vibration up my arm as I color here. And today, I have remembered to put a pad of paper underneath the page I'm working on, so this coloring is going much more smoothly than it has when I've tried to just color right on top of my lumpy wooden table. Okay. So I could, as I finish this up, just leave this like this. But I'm going to come in with the other silver Jelly Roll pen that really is more transparent and adds a bit of sparkle, but lets the color underneath shine through. This seems to be... Apologies for that noise. I'm trying to get it flowing again here. So I'm just going over top of the colors, adding a bit of subtle sparkle. There we go. And then I feel like I'm going back in with this silver. I think I'm just going to do dots. And I'm going to put them up this side in differing sizes, but then also peeking in behind. There's not a lot of room around the edge, but I like how it feels sort of cohesive if I continue the dots around the edge on top of the purple. Because I've done such a nice dark shade, the silver really pops. I'm trying to make these sort of random. I'm going back in, just pressing the pen and lifting to make little tiny dots in a few spots. All right, so there you have it for the doodle for today. Now I'm going to color in my tracking star. Still satisfying. And I know I'm not the only one, because in my 8-week reset program for Yoga Nidra, students love coloring the hearts for the days they practice their meditation. So this is the green and gold sample. And then this is the larger blue and silver sample. So as you can see here, there's more space. So I could have done a single one in the center, but I chose to do multiple ones, and that was kind of fun. And just as a reminder, the blues and silvers from previous weeks look like that. Thanks for doodling with me today. I hope that you feel amazing and that you'll be back to join me for some more doodling tomorrow.